Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Look here, man. I'm making moves that I normally wouldn't make. I feel bad for this dude. I feel bad for him because I'm understanding a little bit of the situation. Don't get it wrong, man. I'm going to just be real because, you know, at this particular time, I'm already aware that my oldest son got mental health issues. You feel what I'm saying? I'm aware of this, right? So I'm aware of the behavior issues that people like that have and all this and that, right? And I got a soft spot in my heart for him, and I don't want to trip on him. You feel what I'm saying? I do not want to trip on him. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I got business going on. I can't do that. I can't do that under no circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And they already done warned me, right? But here we are in the night too. This just the second night. And he's already done got under my skin, right? So check this out. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. Man, look here. Brother in there, he chilling. We both watching TV because he ain't had no TV at that time, right? So he leaning over, you know what I'm saying, over his bunk at the top. He laying up there. And I got the TV angle so he could see it. And I'm like, watching what I like to watch and all this and that, right? And then I just got a little tired. I said, hey, Celly, I said, you want to watch the TV? I'm finna go on and go to sleep. He's like, yeah, it's OT, yes. So I handed him the remote control. You feel what I'm saying? And at that particular time, I had the volume high enough that he could hear it because I'd already asked because we had been watching TV. I'd already asked him that. So it really didn't need to be turned up anymore. So I handed him the remote and I leaned back. And I fell asleep. I was gone within a few minutes. Gone. And about an hour or so later, rolled by, because I rolled over. I remember rolling over and I saw the clock. Rolled over and saw the clock, about 12 midnight or something like that, right? Seen the clock, and I seen him, he's still up. I mean, still up, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, he don't want to got his pill, all this and that. He supposed to be knocked out. Then I got to thinking, man, they probably like that because of that bus ride. Okay, he might be one of them types to stay up all night, sleep all day. Might be like that. I don't know. So look, I roll back over toward the wall. I ain't finna let it bother me that he's up. Let him stay up as long as he ain't doing nothing. Man, look. I roll over back towards that wall. Then all of a sudden I hear the volume go up. I'm talking about loud. Man, I roll back over real quick because I'm thinking something wrong. You know, maybe he done slipped on the remote and fell on it, you know what I'm saying, like laid on it or something like that and done dozed off to sleep. He don't realize. I jump up and he just leaning over the bunk, leaning over the top. Now he laying down, eyes wide open, looking at TV. I jump up in a panic. He's sitting there looking right at me. Don't say nothing. It's almost like he was catatonic, y'all. I said, Celly. He's locked in on the TV, eyes wide open like a smoker. I said, Celly. Then he rolled his eyes over there at me real slow, and then he turned his head real slow, like one of them Chucky dolls. Rolled his head over there, looking at me real slow, and all of a sudden the hair on my neck stood up. Look here, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. Shook something in me. You feel me? Shook something in me because I ain't got on no sneakers, no boots. I'm halfway drowsy. I don't know what I done got into. I said, Celly. I try to get aggressive, you know what I'm saying, with my voice, right? Can't let him know I'm freaked out, right? I said, Celly. Then he finally just locked in on my eyes. And he was like, real calm. He's like, yeah. I said, man, what you got the TV up so loud for? I'm talking in a panic. He real calm. He said, oh, my bad. Then he hit the remote and run it all the way down. Now you can't hear nothing. I said, no, I didn't mean that. I'm turning it up so you can hear it, but don't do that no more, man. He looked at me real crazy again. He said, my bad. Now he inched it up, and he hitting the thing like one at a time, but he looking at me. I see his thumb coming up off the button. He hitting it one at a time, and I can see on the TV, you know how I got the volume thing on it? It's going 1 notch, 2 notch, like that there, right? And he keep hitting it. He said, is that straight? Is that straight? Is that straight? And the whole time he's saying it, I'm looking at him, he looking at me, and like Boo said, we looking at each other, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what I'm gonna do with this fool? I said, Celly, because I can't back up. Penitentiary rules in effect now. I said, Celly, quit playing, man. If you're gonna look at the TV, look at the TV. Then I sat back down. But when I sat back down, You know, he can't see my head, right? I'm leaning back, but my feet still on the floor. And I'm thinking, dang, man, I gotta find a way to put my shoes on, man. This ain't gonna work. But see, the way he's laying on the top bunk, he leaning right over the side to where he could actually look up under there at me if he wanted to. So if I make any move to grab my shoes, he gonna see it. He gonna see it. But then I got to thinking, I couldn't tell if he had his shoes on or not because his feet was under the sheet. So I'm thinking, okay, I probably whooping barefooted. Ain't no big deal. You know, it ain't like I never fought barefooted before. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't a comfortable thing, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if you can get out or not. So now I'm sitting on the bed, I'm leaning back, and he see my feet on the floor. And I'm thinking, okay, get your feet up off the floor, because he might be thinking what you thinking. You don't want to tip him off. So I put my feet up on the bed, and I'm leaning back like I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, sleep. But I get all the way near the wall, and I'm trying to do that so he can't see me. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna have to actually lean all the way over there and look up under that bunk to see me, right? So I got all the way over so he couldn't see me, and now I'm trying to fake like I'm asleep. But I'm trying to figure out how can I get out of this bed and put my shoes on, just in case. Just in case. I couldn't figure it out. He laying there. Now the whole time, I ain't going to sleep. I'm up now. I said, I ain't finna go to sleep. This fool ain't no telling what he might do. About 2 o'clock though. It might have been a little later than that. And I dozed off. I'm weak. I'm tired. Fell asleep. I hear some rumblings, right? The TV, he done turned the TV off. I hear some rumbling. I wake up. I'm looking. I see him. He getting down out the bed. He crawling down out the bed. Put his foot down on the floor. He getting down on the floor. Now he over near the sink. And then I see him, he go to the door. He's standing at the door. He just standing there. Now this is what got me right here. He's standing at the front door, and then the window is a small square. You know what I'm saying? Small square. It's about the size of like a small book. You know what I mean? Nothing big at all, right? You know? He just standing there, and it looked like his body was rocking back and forth. You know how when you're standing up, you know what I'm saying, and you might be moving back and forth, you know what I'm saying, and then a little bit side to side like you rocking. That's what he doing. And then I'm looking at it, I got my eyes on, I said, man, what is really going on? And then all of a sudden, it's almost like he heard me in my mind say, what is going on? Then he turned around looking right at me. Now it's dark in the cell because the lights off. You feel what I'm saying? And he done cut the TV off, right? So it's almost like he heard me in my mind saying, what's going on? He turned around and he looked at me. He can't see me looking at him, but he's looking in my direction like he can see my face, but it ain't no way he can see my face. Ain't no way he can see my face. He'd have to kneel down and look up under that bunk. So he's standing there, and I'm watching him, and I can see him, and he's looking in my direction like he see me. And he ain't moving, up, eyes wide open like a smoker. Let me tell y'all something. At this point, I've been locked up at that point for a long time. You feel me? Ain't too many things in the penitentiary scared me, and I know that might not sound like it make a lot of sense, but I had been through a lot at this point. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot, and I've had a lot of different sellers and all this and that. I've been through a lot of things before. But look here, when I seen him looking in my direction like that, oh no. I made it up in my mind right then and there. Please let me get up out of this situation, and I'm going to get him up out this cell. It's just that on that. Now I'm standing there watching him, eyes wide open like a smoker. And then he take a couple of steps forward towards the bunk. I'm thinking, okay, he finna get back up in the bunk. But he don't step up on, it's a little walk area between the shelf and the bunk, right? It ain't that much space. I could stand there and I could touch both walls, you know what I'm saying, with my arms when I stand right there, right? And two people can't fit in that space at the same time. You got to turn to the side, right? So he gets right there. And when he gets right there, he just stands there. I said, oh, man, what am I going to do? Now, check this out. See, I've known plenty of people to get their brains knocked out like that. I don't know if he's got a weapon. He's got the ups on me. I'm laying in the bunk. And I'm trying to fake, like, make sure he can't tell if I'm awake or not. But I ain't finna let him reach down there and grab me. So he's standing there. And he just standing there. Then he turned back the other way. Then he go over towards the toilet. Then he pissing. But, you know, let me explain this. How do I describe this? When somebody's using the toilet, right? Number one, particularly, the sound of a man using the toilet hitting the water, you know it's hitting the water, right? But if it's not hitting the water, I'll give you a good example. Like when a man is in a urinal, like you stop at a rest stop or whatever, and you taking a leak and you using a urinal and there ain't no water, it's hitting that porcelain, it's got a certain sound. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the sound of hitting water. So it sounds like it's hitting porcelain. I'm saying that, man, I know this fool ain't pissing on the toilet and on the floor. No, he ain't. But he finished pissing. I don't hear no flushing sound. And again, I ain't hear no water. He ain't washing his hands. So now I'm laying there. Now I done got pissed off. I just got to figure out how to get up out this bed in case he want to get it on so I can go on and knock his brains out. That's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because I ain't finna let him whoop me. Listen to me, y'all. I got a lot of compassion for people. You understand what I'm saying? But I ain't finna let nobody whoop me because of the situation. We'll rap about it after I whoop you. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, he crawls back up in the bunk. I take a sigh of relief. I get up a few minutes later. Lo and behold, yeah, he done pissed all on the floor in the toilet. I'm pissed now. I hit the light, the big bright light, and I do it to startle him real quick. I hit the light. I said, Celly, man, what's up with you, man, pissing all on the floor? Man, get out here and clean this up, man. So you got to go aggressive in situations like that. You can't show no weakness or backing up. You feel what I'm saying? He said, what happened? What you talking about, Joe T? I said, man, you done pissed all over the floor, man. Come here. I'm talking real aggressive to him. He climbed down, and I'm looking at his face and like, he don't even look the same. Something going on here. Something going on. So he get down, and I got a cleaning rag and stuff up under the sink, right? They used to let us keep it up on the sink. I reached down there and grabbed. I said, man, clean this up, man. I don't clean up behind no grown man. So he get down there. He sprayed some of the cleaner down there. I had it in a bottle, you know, extra bottle in there. He sprayed on, and he down there scrubbing. He down there scrubbing on the floor. And then it would be my luck. Here come the police walking by. Police walking by, see me standing there, got him down on the floor, cleaning the toilet and cleaning the floor. You know what I'm saying? Police star, he said, Baker, what you got going on up in there? I said, oh, nothing, man. He just cleaning up, you know what I'm saying, around the toilet. I don't tell him he pissed on the floor because I don't want to say that. You feel what I'm saying? I just say I got him clean up the toilet. I also said, man, look here. I done told you. I said, man, he just cleaning up the toilet. Now I'm sitting there, because now I'm getting the blame. You know what I'm saying? Making me look like the bad guy. You feel me? While he cleaning up the toilet. And his whole demeanor done went back to a childlike state. Like he really don't understand what's going on. And I'm sitting there looking stupid. You feel me? So he finished cleaning the thing. I said, man, wash your hands, man, real good. He washed his hands. Oh, I appreciate it, Joe T. My bad, this, that, and the third, right? Look here. The whole area is spotless. He jumped back up in the bed. Before I even laid down in the bed, I hear him up there snoring. He gone. Now, I can't go back to sleep. I'm sitting down there, man, on that bunk, man. I'm trying to figure out in my mind what is really going on with this dude, man. This dude is in and out of different mindsets and all this. It's like a different personality. It's like a different personality. I said, what is this? How do I deal with this? I done made it up in my mind. I'm going to see the unit manager in the morning. Before I even go to work, I'm going to see the unit manager. I ain't finna be dealing with this. I don't know what to do. You feel what I'm saying? If it was my son, I got you. I'm dealing with that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know my son ain't gonna do nothing to try to hurt me and put me in a position to have to hurt him. You feel me? I know that without a shadow of a doubt. And even if he did, I know that he don't mean it like that. So I'm gonna have to wrap him up. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put these hands on. I'll wrap him up so he won't be able to hurt me or himself. But I don't know this dude. I don't know what he on. And then I'm gonna tell you something else I messed up on, y'all. Let me go on and tell you. I ain't even find out what he was in for. at that time, right? So I'm sitting down on the bunk. I ain't even making no moves to not, you know what I'm saying, let him know. I got my shoes on. I'm sitting there. I done turned the TV on, and I got it real low. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to disturb him. I ain't no fool like that. So I'm just sitting there and I'm watching the TV, man, and I'm sitting there thinking the whole time, man, not today. This over with in the morning. I ain't finna go through this. Not now another day. Not now another day. Cause I can't. So look, check this out. He get up, he wake up that morning. I'm already ready. I done already, you know what I'm saying, washed my face, brushed my teeth, did all that, said my prayers, all this old kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look, one of them come back. They knock on the door to check on me and all this and that. We out walking. The whole time we walking, they on me. I like, man, I gotta go holler at the unit manager. I said, dude tripping, man. And he's like, what happened, Joe T? I said, man, the man is standing up at the door, just wobbling back and forth, man, like he don't even know where he at. The man turned towards me and was staring at me. He can't see me, but he's staring in my direction. Then he walked over there toward in the little area beside the bunk and just stood there. And then he went back over there and pissed all over the floor. Bruh, them rolling. They rolling. I said, but look, it ain't even that he pissed on the floor that really just got me spooked. I said, what got me spooked is the way he was just standing there staring. Like he was just staring at me. I said, man, what you gonna do? I said, man, I'm going to the unit manager. He got to come up out of there. And they laughing because they know she ain't gonna do it. They know she ain't gonna do it. I said, she gonna do it. One way or the other, dude coming up out this cell. I'm not finna go through this. It ain't but 3 days, man, I've been around, dude. And he tripping. He got me so spooked. I don't know what to do. I want you to imagine this scene, y'all. Imagine this scene with your husband, wife, whatever you doing. You feel what I'm saying? Your significant other is in the room with you, right? Your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew, somebody in your family, right? They get up and they walking in an area and they just staring, eyes wide open like a smoker, but they not there. What would you do? What do you say to them? You spooked. This what I'm going through, and then you got to amp it up on another level. See, that's somebody that y'all love and care about, but this in the penitentiary. I don't know him, he don't know me. I'm spooked. I'm trying to figure out what to do, how I'm going to survive this if she don't move him out. I got 17 more days to go before Marcus get up out the hole. Now I'm cussing him out. Sick of him always catching write-ups and doing all kind of stuff to end up putting me in this situation. I need to find me somebody that I can depend on that ain't going to be getting in trouble. And if you is going to be doing something, you ain't going to keep getting caught like Marcus. Marcus didn't care. He didn't have a lot of time. He didn't care. He told him he going to do what he want to do. And that's just dead on that. You feel me? And he did it. But then I always had to deal with the fallback because she always putting somebody in the cell that I got to deal with. And she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. So now I go to the unit manager. I said, oh, I ain't going to call her name, you know what I'm saying? But I said, I need to talk to you. She looked and she said, what is it now? What you want? I said, don't even do it like that. Why we always got to be aggressive before we even start talking to each other? I said, I need some help. She said, oh, you need some help? She said, what you need some help with? I said, my Celly. She said, what's the problem? I said, man, my Celly tripping. He be standing up and standing at the door and all this and that all night and doing all these old kind of crazy things. I said, I can't deal with that. She said, he done anything to hurt you or threaten you, anything like that? I said, quit playing. I said, no, he ain't done nothing like that. I said, it's just uncomfortable in there. She looked at me, y'all. Let me tell you what she said. She looked at me, she said, you in the penitentiary. She said, you better get used to it. I looked at her, I said, I didn't just get locked up yesterday. I said, I'm used to all kind of stuff, but this ain't that. She leaned back in her chair and started laughing. She said, well, he ain't going nowhere. I looked at her. I tell you what, y'all gonna have to tune in to the next episode to hear what I said to her and see how the rest of this thing play out, right? This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.